Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in Sinking Spring Farm, Hardin County, Kentucky, USA. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was a simple farmer, and his mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, was a hard-working housewife. The family was very poor and lived in a small log cabin with almost no access to books or formal education. Lincoln had very little schooling, altogether about 1 year of formal education, but he was extremely curious and eager to learn. He read whatever book he could find, including the Bible, Aesop's Fables, and the Life of George Washington. Through self-study and determination, he educated himself. The hardship of his early life taught him perseverance, honesty, and confidence. Lincoln's childhood was full of hard work and poverty. At an early age, he had to help his family by working in the fields. In 1816, his family moved to Indiana and later settled permanently in Illinois. As a young man, Lincoln was tall, hard-working, and intelligent. He worked as a rail splitter, ferryman, and shopkeeper. Life's struggles made him strong and self-reliant. At age 21 in 1830, Lincoln became interested in politics for the first time. He ran for local office but lost. However, he didn't give up. He learned that true leadership comes from serving people, not seeking power. Lincoln had no formal higher education. He was completely self-taught. He worked during the day and read books at night, especially on law, politics, and logic. Through self-study, he passed the bar exam and became a lawyer in 1836, joining the Illinois bar. His honesty, clear reasoning, and fairness quickly earned him respect. He never used false evidence or dishonest arguments in court. People admired his integrity and nicknamed him Honest Abe. In 1834, Lincoln was elected to the Illinois state legislature, representing the Whig Party. This was the true beginning of his political journey. He learned deeply about government, economy, and public policy. In 1846, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. There, he spoke against the expansion of slavery, though, at that time, he took a cautious stance. After one term, he returned to Illinois to resume his law practice. By the 1850s, the issue of slavery had deeply divided the nation. The southern states supported slavery because their economy depended on it, while the northern states wanted it abolished. Lincoln returned to politics in 1854, strongly opposing the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed slavery to expand into new territories. In 1858, he famously debated Stephen A. Douglas in a series of events known as the Lincoln-Douglas debates. There, he declared that slavery is morally wrong, and a house divided against itself cannot stand. These debates made Lincoln a national figure and a moral voice for unity and freedom. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was nominated as the presidential candidate of the Republican Party. His honesty, leadership, and anti-slavery stance gained wide public support. He won the election and took office on March 4, 1861, as the 16th President of the United States. But soon after his victory, 11 southern states seceded from the Union, leading to the American Civil War. Lincoln faced the greatest challenge in American history, keeping the country united. He declared firmly, "The Union must be preserved. No division, no surrender." In 1863, he issued the historic Emancipation Proclamation, which declared that all slaves in Confederate states were free. This was not only a political decision, but also a profound moral one. It redefined the meaning of freedom in America. The same year, he delivered his legendary speech, the Gettysburg Address, where he said, "Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth." These words became the timeless symbol of democracy and human dignity. In 1865, the Civil War ended with victory for the Union, Northern states. Lincoln immediately began planning to rebuild the nation, not with revenge, but with reconciliation. His goal was to unite the North and South again in peace. But tragedy struck. On April 14, 1865, while watching a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, a Southern sympathizer. He died the next morning, April 15, 1865, at the age of 56. The entire nation mourned his death. The man who saved the Union and ended slavery was gone, but his ideals lived on forever. Lincoln's leadership transformed America. He preserved the Union, abolished slavery, strengthened democracy, and proved that moral courage can overcome any challenge. Today, his face appears on the $5 bill and the penny coin, and the magnificent Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. stands as a tribute to his greatness. Millions of visitors from around the world come to honor him every year. He remains not just an American hero, but a universal symbol of freedom, equality, and justice. Lincoln once said, "I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Whatever you are, be a good one." You can fool some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. And those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. These timeless words reflect his vision of honesty, equality, and freedom. From a poor log cabin boy to one of the greatest presidents in world history, Abraham Lincoln's journey is an inspiration for all humanity. He proved that education, honesty, hard work, and humanity can overcome any obstacle. Even after more than 150 years, his words and deeds continue to guide not just America, but the entire world.